Not all PNP members, supporters, and delegates are in agreement with the decision that was made by the People's National Party to hold separate elections for the presidency and vice presidency of the party. They are concerned that this disagreement with the new structure of party elections will lead to further disunity and disorganization within the People's National Party. One of the People's National Party's Councillor, Venesha Phillips, has stated that she does not agree with the decision that was made by the PNP and has rejected its decision to hold separate elections for party president and vice presidents. Her statement is that this move will only serve to further rip the party apart. Venesha Phillips also disagrees with the PNP's decision to hold a leadership election at this time. She believes it is too soon after its embarrassing 14-49 defeat to the Jamaica Labour Party in the recently concluded September 3rd general elections. Another reason for her disagreement with the party's decision is that the local government elections are currently due to be held in November as well, and this will be held in tandem with the November 7th internal presidential elections for the PNP. Also believed that the decision that was made by the National Executive Council to hold the presidential elections on November 7th was made by self-serving PNP members who have their own agendas. She has also referred to 2016, when the People's National Party held their presidential and vice presidential elections at the same time. Ms. Phillips has stated that it was hypocritical of PNP members to now object to the twin elections. Ms. Phillips made her points clear during the NEC's meeting, which was held at the Jamaica Conference Center on Sunday, September 7th, when she was allegedly verbally insulted by other members of the PNP. A confrontation later ensued before Venesha Phillips walked away from that meeting. According to her, my contention simply on the floor was, why is there this mad bull rush towards an internal election 3.5 weeks out of an election that just caused us nothing but pain? Mark Golding was the campaign manager and co-conceptualized the Rise United campaign that many blamed for what they consider to be a bruising presidential campaign that caused the PNP this September 3rd general elections. Lisa Anna, who supported Dr. Peter Phillips in 2019 with his One PNP campaign, is also responsible for that caustic presidential campaign in 2019, which battered the PNP and left them in a position where they were not seen as the party of choice by the Jamaican electorate. Of course, 2019 caustic exchanges between the One PNP campaign and the Rise United campaign has led to many believing that this has caused disunity, disorganization, and the fueling of factions within the PNP. It seems that the intent of these two candidates, however, is to rebuild the party, but we will see what comes out of their election campaigns and see if it will be a repeat of the 2019 One PNP campaign versus the Rise United campaign. According to Ms. Phillips, she was simply asking the comrades to hold on and that they do not have a need to rush the elections. According to her, yes, Dr. Phillips has signaled his intentions to leave as president. But let us just hold out for a little bit. Tell the party leader that he needs to hold on while we prepare for local government elections and while we sort ourselves out as a party. And when we get to that point where we are in a comfortable position, we can do the two elections at the same time. Make we ball one time and then start the healing. Was during that NEC meeting on Sunday where Lisa Hanna officially stated that she had intentions to run for the president of the PNP when Dr. Peter Phillips demits office. Mark Golding had previously mentioned that he had great intentions and ambitions to become the next president of the PNP prior to that. General Secretary of the PNP, Julian Robinson, had mentioned that the decision was taken to hold separate elections because there is an urgent need to fill the vacancy that has been created by Dr. Peter Phillips' intention to resign as opposition leader and president of the PNP. That was the number one priority to deal with at this immediate time. And as the chairman stated, we will review what we do in January to determine how we deal with the rest of the business. But we felt that the priority was to settle the issue of the presidency right away, stated Robinson, who is expected to give up the post at the next meeting of the NEC in November 2020. Venesha Phillips is of the belief that separating the internal elections will deepen wounds opened from as far back as 2006. She stated that the contest largely between Dr. Peter Phillips and Portia Simpson Miller at that time started those factions and divisions within the party, and these were further exasperated by the damaging statements that were made by both sides during the Bunting Challenge in 2019. Venesha has also stated that a new PNP leader will likely put up his or her allies for the post of vice presidents, and this will only continue the vicious cycle within the PNP of encouraging divisions and encouraging the development of factions, which can only lead to further disunity and further disorganization. It was almost 12 months ago that the PNP went through a bruising leadership challenge between the Rise United leader, Peter Bunting, and the One PNP's leader, Dr. Peter Phillips. However, as it stands, Bunting's challenge to Dr. Peter Phillips' presidency dissipated, and this further caused divisions within the party, as Dr. Peter Phillips was victorious with his One PNP side. And as it stands at the moment for the November 7th presidential elections, it will be One PNP Lisa Hanna versus Rise United Mark Golding. According to Ms. Phillips, this bitter rivalry will start all over again with this presidential campaign, and it will see the PNP going down a path that will only lead Mr. Andrew Holness to suggest that Jamaica should give him a third term as the Prime Minister of Jamaica. According to Ms. Phillips, this is a painful thing, just to think about us going down this road again. I do not want to hear from old-timers who I love and respect to talk about. We have been here before. It does not matter. We do not have to repeat it. This is not a cycle. We're not trying to get back to those places that we have been. Phillips further went on to state, how is it that we are thinking to put in a new leader before we even understand how we lost the election? We are 43 constituencies down, all within a 2,000 margin. It no matter what we're going to say, the JLP contrive. What is our role in that as candidates and as leaders? She stated that it was not okay to chalk up the party's loss to Dr. Peter Phillips, popular leader, noting that after the national leadership debate, Dr. Peter Phillips' popularity increased. She also further stated that the party had closed ranks around the PNP president, done the proper marketing, and even appeared united, that the outcome would have been significantly different. I stated that the fact is, it is our infighting that got us where we are, but some of the players today going to support a candidate or themselves would have been part and parcel of that. So can they, in all honesty, reunite the People's National Party? Ms. Phillips is prepared to take the battering that will come after her statements were made. She also stated that they will say I am washing the party's linen in public. No, I am not. The PNP is supposed to be a party with the potential to attract persons and to grow. Sometimes your messenger affects your message, and that is true. I am a rebel. I accept that. But the fact is that it is not a causeless mission for a reckless mission. It is one to say, break a moment and listen. So this is not rabble-rousing. This is to stimulate a conversation that needs to be had. But people with personal agendas do not want this to happen. And of course, they must be called out for that. The movement demands that. It is wrong for us to inherit something so sacred and destroy it for personal ambitions. PNP Councillor Venesha Phillips is extremely passionate about the People's National Party and about its survival and about unity and rebuilding the party to ensure that they can successfully challenge the local government elections. She has also stated that all members need to take responsibility, and because of the role that each of those persons played in the current state of the PNP, they should not be contesting for the leadership of the party at this time. She's asking for more time, for them to wait and assess the reasons behind their loss in the September 3rd general elections before they decide to transition the leadership of the PNP party. Now, of course, if you agree with Ms. Phillips, leave your comments down below. And if you disagree, leave your comments as well. Thanks for watching.